Today we are going to be talking about the Leagues of Votann, better known as the Squats. A faction that proves just because something is a little short doesn't mean it can't be mighty. So I don't want to go over just the information we have on the old squad armies, but instead, talk about how that might carry over to the new models, and what kind of mechanics I would like to see it implemented into the new faction. And at the end, I'll cover what this could look like for Kill Team as well. The first thing I want to look at is one of the most iconic pieces of dwarven tech, and that is their land train. What I think would be cool is when you pick a land train, you're actually just picking the engine on the front, but then you can spend more points to make this a super modular mini. Because after that front car, you can use any combination of several other cars on the back of it. Some of my ideas for this would be a transport car that carries infantry, some kind of indirect fire artillery type piece, an anti-armor cannon, and something like a machine gun car. So you can mix and match these in any combination you want to make it fit into your army. But what I think they should also do is you can disattach these cars as the train moves. So if you make it to an objective, you can disconnect your machine gun and leave it there to protect the area. Or you can drop off your long-range cannons early on, so it doesn't have to get up close into the melee combat. This would really make it where you have to plan what train cars you take in what order, because you might be leaving them behind as you're progressing throughout the battle. I think having this much modularity on a mini would be awesome. I think it would be an amazing centerpiece to any army. So for the next part of this, we all know that squats use heretical technology, which in 40k lightly means AI. I think a way this could be interesting is if you have some robot infantry and maybe defense sentries, but then for most of your other models like your vehicles and your weapons, you have an option where they can be manned by AI. This would have an additional point cost, but possibly have it where the AI cannot fail morale tests, and it cannot have their shooting negatively affected. Maybe even some benefits to Overwatch since they don't get nervous and panicked when they get charged. Besides having the robots just not have morale issues, another thing that could be cool is you could have some kind of mech or tech priest equivalent of these squats that could repair or temporarily upgrade these robots. So if you really want to lean into the AI part of the squad army, you could do that here. Some other models that are really iconic for these guys that everybody is looking forward to are their war trites and their SO armor. I don't have anything super creative here. The biker will be a fast attack model, like the Space Marine bikers or the Orc bites, and the SO armor is basically a Terminator equivalent. But how I think you could use these models is by combining them with stratagem. I think having some stuff that works around the fact that they are a mining faction would be interesting. Like possibly having it where they can make tunnels, so your vehicles can actually go under terrain. So you can still use it as cover, but then you can just pop out on the other side of it. This means it would open up avenues of approach that other factions don't have, so even if one part of the map looks really blocked off, these squats can still move behind that train, stay safe, and then go on the offensive out of nowhere. I think it would make them surprisingly mobile. Now that we covered some of the 40k ideas, let's jump over to Kill Team. The first groundbreaking wish is that they actually get a Kill Team. This doesn't have to be Kill Team only units, even though that would be cool. Just give us some rules to use with the models that they're already coming out with. If we don't get a Kill Team for these guys, I'll 100% homebrew one soon as it comes out. So I'm going to play them one way or another. For the leader of this Kill Team, it's likely that one guy we've already had previewed. I mean, he has a power fist and a plasma pistol. And in Kill Team, if a dude has a plasma pistol and a melee weapon, he's probably a leader. They're pretty consistent on that. As far as interesting stuff within Kill Team, I think the best opportunity here is to have a living ancestor, which is a dwarf psyker. Psykers don't make appearances that often in Kill Team, especially not in the compendium teams. So starting these guys off with one would instantly give them more variety in play. I'm not exactly sure what a living ancestor does. I tried to find the rules from the old compendiums for them, but didn't see it anywhere. I'm guessing they're pretty focused on defensive buffs, though. Besides that, we'll have whatever the basic dwarven infantry is, but I think this is also an opportunity to bring in that AI here, too. This could either be the robots that don't ever get negatives to hit, like they don't get Overwatch negatives, and they can't be injured. But I think having something like the Tau gun platform here would be cool, too. It can be completely AI controlled. So I don't know if it should be mobile or not. My thought is maybe you place it and it can't move, but it can do Overwatch and shooting attacks. So you basically set up a lane of fire, and then that's like a kill zone for it. So make something where the opponent really has to play around that. Besides that, we'll likely have an option to run SO armor, possibly reducing their movement to 4 inches, but adding a lot of tankiness to the team. So you have the option of either fast and lethal, or slow it down but be more survivable. Without seeing their infantry options, it's really hard to know what else we can expect from them, really. So that wraps up what I'd like to see from the squats as they come out in 40k and hopefully kill team. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe. Let me know in the comments what you'd like to see out of our friendly local space dwarves, and thank you for watching.